Once upon a time in a quiet forest, a little bird was flying around, searching for food. After a long day, she found a single grain, just enough to feed her hungry chicks, waiting in the nest. But as she flew home, the grain slipped from her beak and got stuck inside the hollow of a large tree. The bird flew to the tree and said politely, "Please return my grain. My babies are waiting to eat." The tree chuckled and replied, "Why should I give it back? It's just a grain. Go away." The bird felt helpless, but not for long. She flew to a carpenter nearby. "Please cut down that tree," she begged. "It stole my grain and won't return it." The carpenter laughed. "Cut down a whole tree for one grain? That's ridiculous." The bird's eyes filled with anger. But she didn't give up. She flew to the king's palace. She bowed and said, "Your Majesty, the carpenter won't cut the tree that has stolen my grain. Please punish him." The king looked at the tiny bird and said, "You came all the way here for a grain of food? I have no time for such small matters." Tears welled up in the bird's eyes. She flew away silently, but her heart was burning with determination. The next morning, the bird flew to the elephant handler and said, "Tomorrow, when the king rides the elephant, make sure he falls off." The handler was shocked. "What? Why would I do that?" The bird explained. "The tree refused to return my grain. The carpenter wouldn't help. The king wouldn't listen. You must help me now." The handler shook his head. "This is not my problem." Now the bird was done being polite. She flew to an ant and said, "Go into the elephant's trunk and irritate him until he throws the king down." The ant blinked in confusion. "Why should I do that?" The bird told her story again, this time with fire in her voice. The ant said, "This is not worth it. I'm too small to fix this." The bird stared into the ant's eyes and said, "I may not be able to fight the tree, the carpenter, the king, or the elephant, but you, I can crush you with my beak. Think carefully." The ant panicked and rushed into the elephant's trunk. The elephant panicked, threw the king off and ran wild. The handler ran to help. The king was furious and demanded to know what had happened. Everyone traced the chaos back to the bird and the lost grain. Finally, the king ordered the carpenter to cut the tree. But just as the carpenter lifted his axe, the tree shouted, "Wait, I'll give the grain back. Don't cut me down." The grain was returned. Many people think, "I'm too small. What can I do?" But remember, your size doesn't define your strength. Your mind, your persistence, and your courage do. The little bird was weaker than the tree, the carpenter, the king, and even the elephant. But she never gave up. She connected the dots, used her wit, and found a way to be heard. Life will bring problems bigger than you. Don't run from them. Face them. Think, act, try again. Because even the smallest voice, when determined, can shake the world.